So the program statement is given a string colon title that represent the colon title as appear in Excel sheet. Return its corresponding colon number. Okay, so my understanding of the problem will be that the input will be, for example, A, and the output will be 1, because yeah, the colon 1, A is the colon 1, the first column in the Excel spreadsheet. Or if the input is G, for example, the output will be 4. 4. Okay, so the matching, I will need a for loop, and I already solved the same problem in Python. This time I'm gonna do it in C++. So solved in Python, and yeah, that's pretty much it that I'm gonna need. And so my planning will be, so let's see, first I'm gonna need to read yeah, we'll need to read user string input. Then I will need to initialize a column length, then initialize a column number to 0. Okay, the column length, initialize column length to the length of the string. Okay, then I will need to initialize an integer variable for the power to 0. Then 5, I will need what do I need? Let me think. Okay, we need to initialize. What do I need to initialize? Okay, initialize an integer n, for example, 4 to 0, which will store the character value, the integer character value. Then 6, I will need to loop through loop through the string to convert. So yeah, I will need to look through each character of the string, because in Excel you will have like A to Z and AB to AZ and so on, so you may have more than one character, so that's why it would be a string. Then I will look through each character of the string, and then 6.1 I will need to convert each element to integer, to the integer n, then I initialize here to integer n minus 64, because 64 is actually the first number of the letter A. So if we want to start from A to 1 through, like we said here, A will be a 1, you will need to subtract 64 to get 1. A is actually 65, that's what we should do. Yeah, A is actually 65, that's why we will subtract 64 to get 1. So 6.2 I will need to add n times 6, not 6, 26 to the power of the variable, which for the power times 26 to the power of what will be stored in this variable. Then I will 6.3 increment by 1 the variable power, and 7 I will return column number. Okay, that's pretty much the plan. And I code it, but let's work on the implementation. So let's first call the library iostream, the C++ library. Then I will need a string, so include string, and I will need the math for the power here, the math library for the power function, using namespace std to avoid to write std every 5 seconds. So first let's work on the actual function that's gonna convert everything, and we're gonna call everything after. The function get column number by passing a string column string. Then so let's copy paste this code, this plan here. Oops. So read user string input, so the string input will be this one, so this no needed. Initialize the column length. Okay, so it will be an integer column length equal the length of the string, so it will be column string that length in C++. To get the length of the string, you just use this function length. It's not like Python, where in Python you just do this thing. Alright, so now initialize a colon number to 0, so it would be an integer colon number equals 0. Oops. Initialize a variable to the power. Okay, integer power equals 0, so that would be for the power incrementation. An integer n equal to 0, that will be for storing the integer character value. So now we're gonna loop integer index equal the column, the length. Okay, so column length -1, because it start always, even in C++, it start from 0 to the length of it, so we want the whole length, so we will have to subtract 1 from going to 0 to what we want. While index is bigger than -1, because yeah, we want to reach 0, so we want to include the 0, and we want the index decrement by 1 every time. So we're gonna start at the, for example, what is it? We're gonna start, if you have like A, B, C, D, we're gonna start by convert D, then B, then C, then B, then A, and not A, B, C, D. Okay. Oops. Then this, I need this inside. Okay. Convert each element to integer n. Okay. So n equal integer. Convert each element to integer n. Yeah, I missed something. Each element of the string. I should have said more precise here. The string to integer. So integer colon string index to get each element -64. Then and times to the power. Okay, so it will be for the colon number plus equal, yeah, I missed some step here. Add to the colon number. Okay, that's better. Add to the colon number. Okay, so n times, so in C++ for it's not like in Python for getting the power of something where you use those two operator. Instead you will use the pow function, which start with the number that you want to raise to the power of, and with the power number, which here will be here, and we're gonna increment the power by 1 each time. So power plus plus, which can be as well write as power equal power plus 1, or power plus equal 1. That would be the same than this. And I believe so you can as well do that. It will work. Anyway. Okay, then return the colon number. Return colon number. Alright. Now let's call the main function. Main. But first, yeah, let's just copy the header to be able to call the function. Okay, so we're gonna see out get column number, and the string, we're gonna have like two tests, a b c line, and see out get column number a b c g e f and line. We're gonna gonna be easier if I just do a b. It's gonna be easier to know. A b c d, let's see like that. And okay, see out expected, just to be sure. Then we're looking at the right thing. One, two, three, and 4. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then from here, you will always have to return 0 in the main function. So yeah, that looks pretty much it. Okay, let's try to compile it now. Okay, compile is a good sign. Colon Excel 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So that's the UMPIRE process of converting Excel column number in C++.